Hello everyone, I'm Ryan Harrison, and this is my second video on Noah's Ark, fact or fiction. This video will be a little bit different than the last one on Noah's Ark, as I will explain shortly. And before I begin, if you haven't watched my intro video, and I will be doing another one that is a little more brief shortly, keep in mind that although I'm an atheist, I do like people of all faiths. My best friends are believers of different faiths like Islam and Christianity. So I'm not hateful towards the people, I just don't believe in any faith as I find serious faults in them all. For example, the validity of the Noah's Ark story. Now, this video isn't just for the Bible literalists out there who practice mental gymnastics trying to explain and rationalize the myth story to themselves and other people. I believe this to be a very significant story of the Bible because of its importance to world history and to science, or more accurately, pseudoscience. And I don't want to get into on this video what should be taken literally and what shouldn't be taken literally. I'll just say right now that I think almost everything in the Bible should be taken literally, especially stories like Noah's Ark, but that will be another video I'll do. So in this video, I just want to give a short list of what I think are some of the most destructive arguments against the validity of the flood myth. Just a few off the top of my head. Anyone who wishes to add to this list, just go ahead and comment down below. This is not the ultimate list. I'm not a scientist, but I am a rational thinker, and so all I need to know, or all I need to have, is common sense to tell me that this story is simply myth. But for sake of argument, and for all the other people out there who have questions about the validity of this story, this will give you something to think about. So what's wrong with this story? Number one, Noah is 600 years old. That's just silly. This, I believe, is the first proof that this is just a tall tale. Number two, too many animals left out. What about the millions of species in the rainforests of South America? I mean, how did they go to the Ark? I mean, how did they get there? How did they get back home? How did they even survive each trip back and forth? I mean, if you can explain those two things, I'd love to hear you explain how they survived on the Ark also. Animals like, number three, animals like polar bears, dinosaurs, panda bears, kangaroos, penguins, the list goes on. Were they really all on the Ark? I mean, really? Number four, not only would it have been impossible for all the animals to travel across the world, let alone fit in a single boat, and for sake of argument, we will give this one to the believers, but since all of that has happened, where is the proof? The real scientific proof that demonstrates how they all migrated across the world to their homes after they landed on the mountain. I mean, there would be traceable evidence. Evidence demonstrating this migration. I mean, this would be an incredible find for the Christians. Like Richard Dawkins has brought up, how did the penguins get to the Antarctic? I mean, why did they go there and not north? But the penguin example or question is just one case of thousands, if not millions. I mean, where is the trail? Why did they go to where they eventually ended up at? Imagine the scientists who could prove this. I mean, I would love, in fact, to hear from a Christian who just happens to be an expert in this field make a fool of himself or herself trying to explain this. Someone along the lines of a university professor, probably a Christian university professor, who teaches this sort of thing, this subject that would cover this. I'm not exactly sure what type of scientist this would be, but I mean, if it's you, if you're watching this, if it's you, or maybe somebody like a college professor, your college professor, I would love to get an answer, in the comment section what you think, or maybe you could do a video convincing me as well as the other rational thinkers watching this, just convince us, through, using the whole thing I just said about how they migrated back to their homes. Where is this evidence? If this is your field, you'll know how to explain that. You'll know how to make sense of that, and so go for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop right here. This video has gone on long enough. The challenge has been set. Comment below. Tell me how outrageously stupid it is for adults to believe it or to try to convince others to believe it, this Noah's Ark story. If you do believe the flood myth, tell me why my questions are invalid. But please don't just say something like, God works in mysterious ways. We just can't understand. all you are saying is, I don't know, and I do not possess the mental capacity to either question this absurd belief or the capacity to disprove it, which actually is quite easy. So thanks for everyone for watching. I'm sure I'll have another Noah's Ark video soon. Until next time, thanks.